What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2018 Innovation Award winner, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads, fathers, and male caregivers. It's sponsored by Dublin Plus Care, and being part of that movement, we've reached out to over 500,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. And as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Good morning on the morning vibe to Ryan Knight. And the red was not the dress code today, by the way, everybody.
Telepathic.
Yeah.
It's us trying to keep warm. That's the subconscious. But yes, my name is Ryan Knight. Always good to be here with the morning vibe. You're having the right vibe to start the week. One of the co-founders of the Afro Caribbean Business Network. We support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage their business is in, then help them create a strategy to grow their companies exponentially. And I'm an entrepreneur myself. I run a company called Detailing Nights. So we provide mobile, waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based, eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And not sure, do you feel Black History Month has been full for you, or are you taking it easy with the events that you've been going to?
It's interesting. You're reading my alleged mind. I wanted to get into that in the gist of our dive into that during our conversation today, but since you're asking me off the top, I've been basically not doing too much. It's been an interesting Black History. I've seen a lot of things going on. I don't know how many things are going on, but I see once in a while when I look at social media, I see a lot of things going on out there. I just wonder if there's many things going on out there as in the past.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Like in comparison to previous years, you mean?
Yeah, in comparison to previous years, are there as many events going on for Black History Month as there is the past? I see there is. I see that there are things going on. Is the number of events as prolific as it has been in the past? And also with, I can only speak in the Greater Toronto area with the deep freeze, how many people are going out to these events in this deep freeze?
And even like snowfall still happening, so it's cold and the snow's falling. It's having that. I know we went out to the Federation for Black Canadians, and that had a snowstorm.
Well, I want to get into
Yeah,
that in a bit to get your lens on that. I found well, I wasn't looking for you, but I found out where you were last week.
right.
Just going, it's all good. Let me just see. So already in the house, Fitness IQ Cam says, Mona. She says, I've only seen one Black History Month. And Barrett, please share if there are others. There's a number of them going on, I believe. Ryan, are you're probably more plugged in to that than myself, but do you see a number of events going on?
Not specifically in Brampton. I know they had something at the Rose Theater on Saturday. They did the flag raising with the City Hall. But beyond that, I haven't seen anything specific happening in Brampton. So the Federation one, that was in Toronto. Well,
Okay.
I guess Mississauga. On Airport Road, where it all becomes
Yeah.
Mississauga, Toronto.
Yeah.
And
Mississauga,
then,
Brampton border.
yeah. And then stuff was happening in Whitby. I saw the Ajax and Whitby Chambers. They were doing an event. And
Okay.
then Ottawa was having some events. They had like 3 in 1 day. So last week
Wow.
was pretty heavy. And yeah, in Mississauga, I know there was well, that wasn't really a Black History Month event, but the Mississauga Board of Trade was doing their breakfast with Premier Ford. So yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of
Premier
activity
Ford.
happening.
Oh my. Oh
Yeah.
my. So what were you up to this weekend?
The weekend, what was I up to? Oh, so I'm not sure if you remember Pauline Christian. So
Yes.
she is having her event called MLK from the Roots That Bear Fruits Black Business Expo. So that was yesterday. So the president of ACBN, Karen Rowe, we both went. So ACBN, we had our booth, and I got to talk about some of the projects that ACBN was working on, but mainly about the journey on my for-profit side with my company Detailing Nights. how we were able to raise funds in different ways, and then also with ACBN and the different funds that we've been able to raise through grants and donations and sponsorships. So giving kind of the full breadth of the 16-year journey with Detail Ignites and the 8-year journey with ACBN,
Okay.
and letting people know that we've tried to template as many of these processes as possible. So
Mhm.
now's the best time to plug into a lot of the events that we do, especially the info sessions and definitely the workshops, because really we can't use it twice. So if we've done it before and we can share it, we're trying to just teach what we've been able to execute. So yeah, I got to share a lot of that, the templates that we've created.
Where was that event held?
Apple Creek, I think it's Methodist Church.
That's Mississauga.
No,
Oh,
Markham.
oh. I
Yeah,
think Apple
for
Creek when I
for
think Apple Creek, I think Applewood, and it reminds me of
oh right,
Mississauga area. Okay. Oh, Markham, okay.
yeah,
And
yeah.
how was the attendance?
I mean, this venue holds maybe 100 people, so there's like
Oh,
75, and then
okay.
plus all the vendors.
Very nice.
So yeah,
Very nice. And anything else during the weekend?
on the weekend, because that was Saturday. Actually, where was I on Saturday? Let me check.
Where
Saturday.
and
Oh,
when
we
did
were
you go?
doing our
I guess I'll let you answer that question. I got another one rapid fire after that.
yeah. So we started our next cohort. I think it's the fifth cohort of the Delta Family Resource. They call it the AWA Youth Program, so Youth Entrepreneurship Program. We have about 10 students that have decided to start their businesses. So we're
Oh,
walking them
wow.
through the business model canvas and helping them. This week's last week's homework was to start surveying their market and talking to people, so asking them questions. And then now we went into the cash flow projections
Oh,
this week, which I always love with spreadsheets and how numbers tell stories. So I was trying to get as many people interested in numbers as myself, because I feel like entrepreneurs don't look at the spreadsheets as much as they should, especially with projecting their cash flow to make sure they're pricing things right. So yeah, always like that week when we do the
nice.
cash flow projections. But it was
And
good.
how many participants do you have in that program?
There's 10.
Oh,
Yeah, so every quarter we do 10.
fantastic.
Yeah, man. And how about yourself? How was the weekend?
Oh, it was a lot of on-air stuff. So,
Right.
um, we had Friday with, the morning vibe, and then Wayne Harris came on Friday evening. Then,
Yeah.
uh, Lala and Dr. Tachi banged it out of the house on prime time on Saturday, like 2 hours of fire.
Yeah, well, both of their responses to the video that the president had sent out about, and it was interesting that that happened because the week earlier we watched Becoming, that Michelle Obama documentary. We watched it again because Melania was so terrible. And we're like, oh, let's go actually watch a good one. And so that after watching her journey and then them posting out about uh, whatever the video was about them, it was just you could see the spite in the DOJ, the president's office, with what's happening with their documentary, and then it's spiking the amount of people that it's going back to watch Michelle Obama's documentary. I think Lala said it was like 13,000% more views, something crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saturdays prime time was rid there were so many people that watched it. There was so,
Yeah.
like,
I think
incredible
viewership
amount
is
of
now
people.
over like almost 15,000 views on that video.
You
Check,
looked at that?
yeah, you gotta check it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
well,
That's
actually,
amazing. Congrats.
speaking of this, look who's in the house. Dr. Tachi
Hey,
says, "Good
Dr.
day,
Tachi.
all." Yeah, I didn't wanna, but if you brought it up, yeah, there's almost over 14,000 views
Hmm.
of that video. I just went, "Wow."
Right,
Like,
right.
it was out of bounds. It was out of bounds, and then yesterday in the afternoon had Cesar on,
Hmm.
uh, talking about Black History Month. talking about Pierre Polyev being, getting getting high approval for his leadership from his party, and then also talking about the video from Friday.
Mhm.
And then last night we had Akwatu Kente,
Oh,
and he was on talking about the future, using our history, how it's important to refer Black history to make a strong Black future. And he was really good. He was, but he basically said it. One of the summaries is that we've got to get our economics right. He
yeah,
mentioned
100%.
he mentioned entrepreneurship. He mentioned home ownership.
Mm.
It was really got to do a part two. It was so, 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 so good. Like, I mean, rich content weekend. I'm just looking back, and I did since Friday 2, 3, 5 conversations from Friday morning to last night. I was going, wow, that's a lot.
Yo, that is
That,
serious.
that was a lot. We're here to serve. Yeah, Fitness IQ Camp says I'm going to check it out later. Yeah, so you're saying to Dr. Tachi, hold on. Yeah, yeah, it was especially the first hour when they went in on the video. OMG, they were like, it was fire.
Yeah,
Fire.
so
It was real, real fire that first hour. And I'm looking, going,
mm,
how many people are watching? How many people
right,
are watching?
right.
And so it's interesting. And even a lot of people watched Wayne on Friday evening. So it was Dr. Tachi says it. I think she said it was a good. Yeah, you were a good conversation, but it was a good conversation also, Dr. Tachi. 100%. No, it was epic. I was one for the ages. That first hour of
Mm,
prime time was one for the ages. It was just
right.
wow. And we knew it was good because the trolls were in full force.
Yeah, and when so many people are watching at once, how is it with controlling, I guess, the comments coming in?
You had to ask.
Yeah.
You know what? This is why it's valuable to have a producer.
Mm.
Now, for people going behind the scenes, I co-host with Ryan, I'm producing, I'm directing all these things at once, and it's interesting you mentioned that because I think I've got my certificate now on blocking people.
Oh boy. Well, was it getting that nasty with comments?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, of
Wow.
course it was, of
Wow.
course it was. Now the thing is, by accident, I blocked two people that I actually, two people who are regular viewers.
Oh,
I
no.
blocked them by accident.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And then one of the persons they were putting comments, and all of a sudden I didn't see them. But then I saw on the side, oh, so and so was, you've blocked them. I go, oh, so while I'll be totally open here, while Lala and Dr. Touch are going in,
Mm,
I'm multi-purposing. So this another thing I'm doing in real time. I'm
right.
multi-purposing. How can I unblock these two people that were blocked?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that took a little bit of while, but by before the end of the conversation, I was able to do that. And then two of the people they started commenting again. So I just went, but
Yeah.
it was look at this. Fitness IQ Ken goes, yikes, not accidentally blocking. Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad because I learned how to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to like unblock, right?
Right. So Fitness IQ because if you pause and no, I didn't pause them. I blocked them from the conversation, period. Like they were blocked actually blocking from commenting on any of my upcoming anything I was doing from that point on. So I unblocked them. And it also gave me I've blocked over 150 trolls from
Whoa, those must be robots. That can't,
yeah, the bots and things like
right?
that.
Yeah.
So it's a good learning experience.
Mm.
And but that's just one of the many things. Actually, one of the interns that was doing yeah, like was it last year? Was it earlier last year or this during the summer last year? Producer Matt, him and I had a catch up conversation over the weekend
Oh, nice.
too. So it was so speaking of producers, yeah, it was something that yeah, but doing all that stuff and Dr. Tachi can relate and also Fitness IQ can because a lot of times when they go live, they're on their own. So it can be challenging at times. And it just comes to old things. Sometimes the biggest way you learn is through a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
That
know,
shows
so
that
that
you're
was it
in
was quite
progress.
it was quite a conversation. It was epic. It was like, as I said, when I looked at it after and go, how many?
Right, right.
Uh, so suggestion from Dr. Tachi. You know what else you can do? You may want to give moderator privileges for YouTube for some trusted people. Yeah, I know they can help with removing. Yes. Thank you for that idea. I did not think about that.
Mhm,
And Fitness IQ Cam says yes, challenging indeed. Agreed.
mhm.
Agreed. But I like your suggestion, Dr. Tachi. I will definitely, Dr. Tachi is so smart. She's
Yes,
so smart.
yes.
Yeah, that's something I'll have to look into to see if I can get some moderators to lighten the load, especially during prime time, especially during prime time. That
Yeah.
is
So something I'm curious for the audience and yourself, did you end up watching either the Super Bowl or the halftime
okay.
show?
Let's put a
And there was
pause on
two
that.
halftime shows.
Yeah, so let's put a pause on that. So when we come back, we'll talk about the Super Bowl, the halftime show, and then your little jaunt to Ottawa last week.
All right. Yes, yes.
All right. So we will be right back. You know what? I needed to put it up here. So today it's a Mix It Up Monday. So share the convo, bring questions, share your thoughts, or just vibe. Mix It Up Monday with Dr. Vibe and Ryan equals real talk, good energy, and good community connection. So now we'll go to our little break and we'll come right back.
Hey, y'all, we've got your Saturday evening plans handled. It's smart conversation, lots of laughs, and a little bit of...
Did they really just say that?
That's because it's primetime Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern with Aisha K. Staggers and Laura Lalaki.
Where they try to make sense of the nonsense going on in American politics and culture.
Check it out. Let's watch Black Canada Talking live on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, where Dr. Vibe and Cesar Demamusa give their takes and POVs on news stories from a Black Canadian perspective.
Okay, we are back on Mix It Up Monday. Hola, hola. So, as always, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Join our Discord group. And our Discord group, you can email me, dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm a part of. dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And especially since Dr. Tachi's here, have you been to Indie Soup? Have you? Well, why haven't you? Go check it out because it's powered by our good friend Dr. Tachi. It's a site for independent content creators. It's over 28,000 subscribers in about 2.5 years of operation, making it in subscriber base, one of the top 4 YouTube channels in the world, based on subscriber base in the world. So I just wanted to make that. And I see that Ryan has got some stuff. I'm going to see if I can work on doing something in regards to that, but let's get some other comments. I did. Yes, she did enjoy the conversation on
I think she
Saturday.
said she watched the Super Bowl.
Oh, she did watch the Super Bowl. Okay,
Or
and then
the halftime show.
okay, and then Fitness IQ Kansas. I only watched the halftime show, even though none of my friends that speak Spanish translated it for me.
I was hoping they put a translation at the bottom or something, but the closed captions, they were just in Spanish too.
Dr. Tachi says Dr. Vibe just has so many friends. That's becoming one of your staple lines. Hey, Dr. Tachi, I have so many friends.
Yes.
All right. So let's get your take on the Super Bowl, whether the game or the halftime.
Yeah, the game was, I would say, underwhelming. I thought the Patriots were going to put up much. I mean, they didn't even score in the first half. I actually can't believe that. Like, it was so brutal. But Seattle's nice, man. They held them down, did enough to win. So got to give them their props. But definitely thought the Patriots would come out a bit stronger than that. But never sad that the Patriots lose. As a Bills fan and Eagles fan, you know, like them back in the Super Bowl is already just like I've had enough of them, and the Bills just figure out ways to lose their like their window. The window might be closed now that the Patriots are back on track. It's like, what happened? It just went backward. We're going backwards, man. I can't handle it.
Let me ask you. There's a number of layers here. So let's say the game. I'm gonna be totally honest. I didn't watch the game. I had shows to do.
True. Yes. Yeah.
Right. I had shows to do. So I didn't watch, and honestly, I didn't even take a look at the score till about 9 o'clock last night. And when I went online to see the score, New England had just scored.
Right. Like in the fourth quarter, it took them 3 quarters to get a score.
They just
and that's
scored.
where I don't not because people say like, oh, that's a boring game. But for Seattle and Seattle fans, that game was amazing. Just like last year, because I follow the Eagles, and when they were just stomping the Kansas City Chiefs, that is what you want. You don't want any close game, no magic miracles that the Patriots can do in the last. I mean, I remember they had that comeback against Atlanta where Atlanta was destroying them and then just went to sleep. So I can see as a fan for Seattle, that game was just, I mean, they probably wish that their offense was a bit, because they only were kicking field goals. I think they kicked 5 field goals. The first 12 points were all field goals, but it was 12-0, and then it went up 19-0 when they got their first touchdown. So
yeah, when it went to like if I was watching live, when it went to 19-0, game over.
Yeah, but then that's where the Patriots scored right back, and then they made a stop.
The two scores thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When it went to 2 scores, I said, and especially with Seattle's defense,
Seattle's defense
not
nice.
seeing that.
And then that interception just sealed the deal. I was like, okay, this is when Seattle's back on track.
Absolutely. I thought, I don't think it's going to happen here. So Ryan said, like, what's it like doing all this stuff? So Ryan has given me a challenge because he wants me to bring up some pictures from his event. So I'm working right now.
Hey, you asked me about the trip, so you got to see what's happening.
I put my foot in my mouth in regards to that thing. So let me just,
yes.
Let me just see. So Fitness IQ says, if it's not Brady, meh. Interesting. I didn't know you're a football fan.
So you watch his commentaries now? He's one of the football commentators.
And he's paid very well to be a commentator on Fox.
Oh, Fox, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think he signed a 10-year contract for over $120 million.
Wow, that's solid. Okay.
Yes. And Dr. Tachi says, I could care less about football. So I headed to a friend's Super Bowl party to watch a halftime show, and I was there for the second half of the game. Okay. All right.
Good.
And then Fitness IQ Cam says, Dr. Vibe, you don't even watch NFL. Yeah, I don't watch it. Priorities. I just got more, and I'll watch more highlights of the games. Like I'll watch a 20-minute highlight of a game online. Watching a whole game. The last time I watched a whole football game, I know Ryan's not going to be happy about this, is when Kansas City beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
That's the last time I watched. Fitness IQ Kansas. I stopped watching NFL a few years back. I'm only there for halftime. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You're only there for the halftime.
So, Fitness IQ or Cam, how would you rate the halftime show? I guess compared to other halftime shows, yes, you wouldn't understand exactly what was happening, but it was entertaining. I mean, there was like good dancing. They had a whole kind of a couple skits. Apparently, the little boy that he gave his Grammy to,
they don't know. I know what you're gonna say. They don't know if he's that boy or not. They're not sure.
But it's reported that it's the same 5-year-old that was detained by ICE.
Reported, but it's not confirmed.
I think that'd be pretty difficult to pull off. because I still thought they were detained. But if they're out now, I thought the father was still detained. But if they're out, I'm sure Bad Bunny could figure it out. But yeah, that's the rumor that that boy was the same boy. So we'll see if they can verify that.
But no, but whether it was or not, that was quite a thing that they pulled.
Right?
From my
Yeah.
like I said, I haven't watched any of it. I just listened to the reports.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all I was doing. I would just
And apparently there was a real wedding that happened
yes, that
just
was
before
real.
Lady Gaga performed. I was
That
like,
was
what?
real. That
That's
was real. Okay.
that's cool.
So Ryan has tested me. I'm seeing if I can pull this off. Okay. So,
Very
Mr.
cool.
Ryan,
Oh,
you got
so
some
you're
pictures.
seeing my logo designs here. So this is actually, for those that might be paying attention, the Jamaican consulate, led by Kirk Davis, is actually starting a Jamaican Canadian business advisory. So there's an event happening next week, Tuesday, February 17th. So we'll send out the information. It's at the JCA, the Jamaican Canadian Association. So yeah, if you're of Jamaican heritage or you know a Jamaican business owner, definitely share this with them. But just to cycle through, so people might not know, I'm on the Mississauga Board of Trade. So Jonathan here, he was the past president, and Antonio, he actually works for Kenneth, a big construction company. But this lady and this gentleman, so Rajan was the previous interim president of Sheridan College, and Cindy is the new president of Sheridan College. So stay tuned. I think they just swore her in earlier this year, like last month. So uh, here's a picture of the full board with Premier Ford here. So this was a brunch or lunch, no, breakfast with Premier Ford. So this is different counselors from Mississauga, I believe, and the mayor here. So let's see. So David, so I'm not sure if you remember David Wojcik, but he used to have a show on Rogers Television that interviewed like business owners, and he was the a previous CEO of the Mississauga Board of Trade, and then he actually recently came back as the interim CEO, so he's back in the mix. But
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't sure if you knew of him because he had a show too.
No.
No? Okay, so that was Mississauga. And so Robin is the new president of the board or chair of the board.
Okay.
Let's see. So I got my picture with
That's
Premier
one.
Ford.
That's two for the ages.
Right, right. So yeah, it was a breakfast with Premier Ford. So Anne's from the Board of Trade. She works in the office. So this was the breakfast. So I'll just cycle through. And then he had his speech. Oh, there was protesters
Oh.
that were chanting.
Uh-oh.
Hear it.
And what were they? What
They
were
said
they?
you were going to get here 5 minutes ago. They just
I couldn't quite catch what they were chanting,
Thank you.
but there was like an indigenous person.
Oh, okay.
They
Thank
were
you.
chanting or just going back.
All right.
So some of the team members from ACBN, Makai and Chris Beth, Natalie and Chris Beth, and Matthias, who's from C, that's in Scarborough,
Yes.
Center for Employment.
Yes.
And then, this one's all messed up. So that's with the president of Sheridan. This is the MP, the Minister of Long-Term Care, Natalia. So, and then Dogmas from Rest Centers, who recently just was able to purchase a home in partnership with the region of Peel, so
Okay.
that youth that they work with will have a place to stay that has 5 rooms. So that was cool getting to meet the minister. And then former Speaker of the House, MP Greg Fergus. So this event is in Mississauga, and then we drove out to Ottawa for the Black Caucus Black History Month event. So I got to see Greg Fergus. He gave his presentation and stuff. So this gentleman, Liban, I don't know who he's talking to.
I know of Liban. Yep. No.
Yeah, so he's from the, I think he's on the board of the Foundation for Black Communities.
Yep.
And then, so this was the event, Black History 24/7, 365.
Mm-hmm.
And Rakaya Contractor, she's actually heading out to Jamaica to build some houses for the residents of Jamaica. So that's pretty cool. And then, so Greg Fergus is doing his presentation.
I got it.
And then, so this lady is the person that took over. So her name's Ayana for Tiffany Calendar that used to run Côte de Neige in Montreal or in Quebec. So she's the new executive director. So it was great getting to meet her in person because we've been emailing everybody that's part of this ecosystem, the entrepreneurship ecosystem. We don't really get to see each other in person, so it's good to put a face to the name. And then Rosemary Sadler, who we're trying to get back on the show because she was was she our first guest ever?
No,
Oh, no, that was Station.
yes,
She was one of our really early
Yes,
guests.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this picture is all blurry.
That's from and she was in Ottawa.
Yes, so she was at the Black Caucus event. And then Akin, who used to work with MP Shafkat Ali in Brampton. So I got to see him, hadn't seen him in a while. And then Louis Edgar, who is part of Group, or used to be the executive director of Group 3737 in Quebec.
He's no longer?
No, I did see that he stepped down. So not sure if you know any of these gentlemen. So Richard Pinnock.
I know Richard Pinnock. I actually met him for the first time at your annual event 2 years ago.
That would have been 6 years ago.
No.
Yeah. He was one of our keynote speakers.
No, I know it wasn't 6 years ago. No,
really?
Has he been at your event more than once?
I don't think so.
6 years? No. No.
Did he come again?
He was introduced to me by Nikki Clark.
Yeah, she wasn't at our event. That was 6 years ago.
Come on.
Nikki Clark was one of our speakers. No. Yes, I'm telling you, Nikki Clark was at that event that he was a keynote speaker at. And she was one of our speakers in the room.
Okay, move on. This is just like it's bugging me out right now. No, right. That's crazy. Go on. I know. He used to be at Walmart.
Yes.
And now he's somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh man.
He makes silent moves. He makes silent power moves.
Yeah, and he's the organization in Halton, CCAWR, or Canadian Caribbean Community of Waterloo Region, Halton. He's big into that organization. And then Warren Salmon, of course, and Sean Allen, who had run counselor. And then Franklin, he runs organization as well as part of the entrepreneurship group. Oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. I think it's Sophie Fran. No, I'll check the name of the org. Yeah. But the pictures kept growing, so it was cool. I actually don't know who this gentleman is. I apologize.
That's all right.
And then
that's okay.
So leaving, I met Barbara here from BMO, and Iris, who is a contractor. She's getting into the trade, so that was pretty cool. And then this reception, so the first event was at 3:30. The next event was at the museum in Gatineau. So we had to go across the bridge to get to Gatineau. And then I didn't know that they were doing stamps of Maestro Fresh West.
I knew that, and Mishimi. Yep.
And Mishimi. And this museum, I have never heard of this group. So they each got their own stamp, which was pretty cool.
Were they there?
If they were, I didn't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Interesting.
But all three of them, I don't think were there.
Okay. I was aware of the stamps from Maestro and Mishimi. I was aware of that. Yes.
Yeah. So this company did what would you call these? The cocktail food, like appetizers, which is curry goat and plantain.
Oh.
So I didn't know it was really tasty.
Good.
And then this is MP Judy Scroll.
Yep.
Yeah, close to Janie Finch area.
Yep.
And then they had their steel pan playing. and Craig Slowly, he works with Al. So these two
I
ladies,
haven't heard. Yes,
you know,
does he work with Sean?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
'cause they do events together. And then Nicole, and I forget this lady's name, but they actually run a Trinidad and Tobago festival at Young and Dundas Square. So they've run it
Wow.
for 4 years. And she was saying like 60,000 people come through. I was like, holy smokes, we got to check it out. So I think it's in August. So when that's coming around, we definitely want to share with everybody. But it was great to hear that they have that org. So yeah, Nicole. So did it say here? Oh, Caribbean Scholarship Foundation. So she's also part of that organization too. Okay, cool. And guess who I saw in the flesh?
Cesar.
Yes, that's
So if
amazing.
people don't know, on Sunday afternoons at 5 p.m., virtually, I'm with the gentleman with the glasses, and we do Black Canada talking together. And then Brian had said, he sends me a picture via WhatsApp. Guess who I found?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bam.
And he's kneeling down, like he's bending down because he is tall.
He's a
Oh,
big guy. He is a big guy. Like,
okay.
not only height, but he works out a lot. He
Right,
is a
right.
big guy. Absolutely.
And then so Lisa from Ashe, she works a lot with persons with disabilities and helping advocate for them.
Yep.
And then MP Richie Valdez, who used to be the Minister of Small Business. I think she's now like a Secretary of State for Small Business. Is the
Okay.
title. And a Donkry who works with Lisa. So it was great getting to see them. And then on Friday, got to meet up with our boy. So Wayne Harris, he was at the event. So this is now, was it
Back
the
in
next day?
Toronto.
No,
Back in
Thursday was a quiet day. So all those events in Ottawa and
with
Mississauga was on
Thursday one
Wednesday.
day.
And then
Yep.
we took a break for Thursday. And then Friday, we were at the Federation for Black Communities event, leadership breakfast. So I
All
got
right.
to see Wayne. It was great. And then you've met Orlando Bourne before, right?
Yes, I have. I
Yeah.
have.
So
Many years ago, but yes,
yes,
I've met him.
yeah. And then so Christopher, he's the executive director of the Federation for Black Canadians.
Okay.
So we got to meet him. And interesting enough, at Pauline's event yesterday, the founder of FBC or co-founder, Justice McLeod, was there speaking. And I
Oh,
hadn't seen him in a while, so it was
yeah. Okay.
great to hear him. And so Uche, who used to be the president of Rotary in Brampton, and he actually works at the city of Brampton in their foreign direct investment office. And Malcolm, who works with Nobellum.
Yep.
Yep. So it was great getting to see them. Len Carby, who I
Haven't seen him in years.
he actually ran for
He did.
conservative MP seat to, I guess, to be the nominee.
Yes, I remember he did a run at political office. Yep.
Yeah, and then Colin McLean, he had worked when I was with Black Boys Code. He was the regional director, so got to work with him before. I think he was with the Peel School Board. I'm not sure if he's still with them, but yeah, I have to see what he's up to now. So it was good getting to see them. And then this lady sung "Oh Canada," which was nice. And I'm not sure if you've ever met Nikisha, but she won
Yes.
the Leadership in
Nikisha.
Business Award.
Yeah, Nikisha Moody. Yep.
Yeah.
Who I first met in Ottawa at the event you had, was it 2 or 3 years ago in Ottawa?
Okay. Yes, yes.
She came into my sharing session about sponsorships.
And so do you know Sharon Douglas? She won Employer Partnership Award. I had not met Sharon before, so I was curious if you knew her.
The name, I've heard the name, but I don't know if I've ever had any communication with her.
Gotcha. And then they had this panel, which was pretty good. It was nice to hear from. They were talking a lot about youth unemployment, was kind of the theme of the event. So that was cool. And they were talking on their panel. And then I don't know why I took a picture of those feet. Do you remember this gentleman?
ACBN event? Was he your
No,
host?
well, yes, that's so that same event that Richard Pinnock was at and Nikki Clark introduced you. He was on the panel. So MC Ebon,
Yep.
yeah, so he was on the panel with Sefton Spence and Camille Dundas, that
Oh,
intergenerational panel. I have to find the video of that. That panel was
Camille was on. Where was this event? In
at the same symposium that you met Richard Pinnock.
Oh yeah, Camille was on stage. Yeah, she was on that
Yeah.
panel. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. No, I don't know about 6 years. I'm still gotta I gotta think about that. It can't be 6 years. It
Well,
can't
2019. So that one, it was either 2019 or 2020 because it was definitely before the
maybe
pandemic.
but 2020 would have probably been virtual though, wouldn't it?
No, we did it in February, so it was the month before the
Okay.
shutdown.
Okay, let's
That's not
move
when
on.
Richard Pinnock was there.
Let's just scratching my head a little bit on that one. But
He
it
was there
does seem like it was
2019.
like 6 years ago, but time flies. Time
Yeah.
flies. And
And
who's here?
Princess Ford, who's actually the the daughter of Louis Rankin. So I'm not sure if you remember the gentleman from Shatas.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is his daughter, and this gentleman, Nice, he is in the music industry, does a lot of work. I think he got back from the Grammys. I was like, damn, this guy is pretty established. So he's doing a lot of work in Brampton to support like the music industry there and get it started. I don't even know how established it is, but he's
Okay.
working to kind of connect the networks. So that was great to hear. And then so this lady, and I took down her name, but she was the moderator of the panel,
Okay.
and she's big into AI. So we're inviting her to speak at our symposium to talk about like how she's interacted with AI. And then, do you know who this lady is?
The face looks familiar, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So this is Kathy McDonald, the trustee in Brampton. So I've been a big fan of Kathy. And then our kids went to the same school at one point
Okay.
before we left Brampton. And then this is my
Hey, good day, family. Take two. My apologies, the last video.
This is
audio
Yes,
got
so you
messed
have
up.
to redo your video.
yes.
All right, so that's a wrap.
Wait, one more thing. Because where's Justice McLeod? I took his picture. Ah, yes. That's what I say. This was him talking at the event on Sunday. So it was great to see him back.
It's Rosemary Sadler. Okay, good.
And Pauline Christian and Moy Fong. I'm pretty sure you know.
Well, I know Moy Fong. I haven't heard from her in a long time, but it was good to see that she's doing great heart work for under-resourced individuals.
Yeah, and do you know this gentleman? Let me see if I took a picture. Do you know this gentleman?
You'd have to. I don't know.
So his name's Ray Williams, and so he has a software company in the music industry.
Okay.
And he showed an amazing stat, which we all need to show our kids. And I know it. I took a picture of it on his phone, but this graph shows the enrollment rates in post-secondary school versus the starting salary for that degree.
Yeah.
So the enrollment rate is for Black students.
Yeah.
Over here, where it shows, I think it's less than 5%, or actually 2.5%.
Yeah.
Of enrollment for pharmacy and admin, industrial and manufacturing, chemical engineering, these things that all start like over 80,000, 70,000 is what our kids are not studying.
Yep.
But then over here, where it's over 20%, over 20%, and the salaries are starting almost around 40,000, 50,000, is like the social work, human services, what's this, health administrator, is where our kids are studying, and then they're graduating and not being able to get jobs, or they're getting jobs that can't even service the debt that they've accumulated. And then he mentioned something very interesting, where when a person graduates and then they can't find the job, the school then has a solution for them where they say, oh, just come back and do your master's, or just
More
come back
debt.
and do your PhD. And I was like, wow, it's really, they don't, because there's like, hey, it costs the same for the social work degree over here as it does for the pharmacy degree over here. So they'll sell you both, but this one has a way better starting salary than this one. So why are our kids mainly taking these classes? We have to get ahead of this. So that really opened my eyes to us as parents looking at what the trends are and what our children should be studying, and making sure that we're part of that decision too, and not just leaving it up to our kids.
All right.
So yeah, that's been my journey for the past
Okay.
week.
Well, no, thank you for the Gala King tour, February
Right.
26th. I thought I would see that hashtag by Dr. Tachi, but that's okay. Just getting back to some comments earlier on. Same way Kendrick kept it epic for Black folks last year. So talking about Bad Bunny keeping it epic for the Latino community. Interesting.
Right.
And 47 said worst halftime show ever. And I saw a commentator say, so does that mean he was watching Bad Bunny, not the, what was the other organization?
With Kid Rock.
Yeah.
So how did he see Bad
He
Bunny's?
wasn't watching that one.
He's such a liar. He didn't see it. He was at a different event.
Dr. Tachi says it was a wonderful performance. Hayton Morrison says worst Super Bowl game I've ever watched.
Oh, clearly not a fan of either team, or he's a Patriots fan.
Or Dr. Tachi says, wow, good to see Cesar and Ryan existed in the same universe.
Yes, our picture's next, Dr. Tachi. We have to figure out a way to get. I don't know. I've got to visit where Dr. Tachi is, or is she coming
or
up?
Lauderdale.
Yeah. You got to make it happen.
And Dr. Tachi says, based on the graph you put out there, just a crazy cycle of debt.
Yeah, and he was adamant in the sense that we have to direct our children. We can't just leave it up to them to pick this, like the most important decision that they're going to make of what they're studying post-secondary. We can't leave that up to chance, and I second that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. So let me ask you a little bit more. How was the attendance at the Ottawa events compared to previous, in your opinion?
Well, that's the thing I've been hearing, because I wasn't at the previous years. So even Pauline Christian mentioned she had gone to both, so the past year and this year, and it was like way more people last year. And I think because last year Justin Trudeau was still prime minister and it was like his last hurrah. So I don't know if that, and there's not as much love for Carney. I don't know, but yeah, it was there. They've been telling me the attendance was like half. I was like, holy smokes. I thought it was well attended. It was like over 1,000 people in this atrium of the museum. So to hear that there was even more people the previous year, I'm curious what the fall off was. People just not wanting to make the trip out. I don't know.
Also, too, how did you find Mr. Carney's engagement?
I didn't see any engagement. He did his presentation and then was gone. Was
wow.
Like, I mean, yeah, because even Doug Ford, he had kind of a reception area, VIP area. So he was engaging with people in there, but came out, did his presentation, and then was out the back. So didn't really have time to mingle amongst the folks. But yeah, Carney, and that was the difference that I heard as well, that last year Trudeau came into the crowd and was, shaking hands and giving high fives and talking to people, and Carney didn't do any of that. So yeah, that might have rubbed people a bit the wrong way, but I guess he has his methods.
Okay. Like you're saying, I'm going his, yeah, because I'm just curious how his engagement compared to the former prime minister's engagement sat with the people and less people coming out. So here's someone saying, where can I find that graph?
I will send it to you. I'll send it to you, Dr. Vibe, too, and I'll put it
send it to me, and people can get in touch with me, and I can share it with you.
That graph is like the graph of 2026 for me.
So Ray is in the house saying, Good morning. The streaming for university choices starts in middle school. Getting into a pharmacy or engineering program requires much more focus and preparation than social work.
Absolutely. And he mentioned that too. It's like, hey, you'll get into that course and you'll pass. Like, you have social work degrees are, I guess they're not difficult to obtain, but you're putting yourself at a disservice by going into that. And by all means,
What do you mean putting yourself in a disservice? Tell me what
based
you mean by
on the
that.
debt that you're accumulating versus the salary that you're going to be garnering, it's going to take you 20 plus years to just pay off that debt based on what you're making. So now, and it's difficult to find a job in that field because so many people are graduating with that same diploma. So now you graduate with this paper that doesn't guarantee you a job. You're now in debt. What is your next move? So instead, if, like Ray is saying, if we prepare our children earlier for this left side of the graph to say, industrial manufacturing, pharmacy, like there's all these engineering, all these options that we need to start thinking of from middle school, but definitely in high school, so that they have better options when they're choosing post-secondary. But if we just leave it up to chance and they fall to where they may because that's the only option they have, we failed as parents. Like, we can't just leave it up to chance.
It's just interesting to see, and especially where our young people, because they have so much choice these days, and they have so many different distractions. Because how many of them want to go into those areas? Many of them want to be content creators,
Yes,
which is not a glorious thing. Very, very few make it in that genre. So it's just very interesting. I appreciate that gentleman doing that presentation. You know, that's to me a rubber hits the road presentation. I like that.
Absolutely.
He was being real, which is really good.
And there was another graph that he showed where it shows like all the different courses that are being taken. And so he showed the difference between in North America, so in Canada and the US, versus in China. And the amount of people studying just engineering dwarfs.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Oh
to
yeah.
this scale, dwarfs all the
Oh yeah,
graduates
yeah, yeah.
combined of
Oh,
all the US and all of Canada, just people taking engineering. He's like,
oh
and
yeah.
it,
Oh yeah.
man,
100%.
it was wild.
Tim Frey's in the house. Good morning, Tim. Hope you are fine and safe. I always, you know, we put that comparison about, you know, Chinese education versus us. I just say an asterisk, they're in a communist system. So we always have to put that asterisk. There are some things that I think we can learn from Chinese system, and there's some things you wonder if we would be able to live with them here. So Dr. Tachi says that's why African parents only give you the choice of doctor, lawyer, or engineer. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You're like, you know, part of my story, my dad wanted me to become an accountant. OMG. That did not go over well. Oh, look at this. Look at this. See, the family's coming in now. Most kids will go into professions they are familiar with. Parents have to do a better job researching and guiding. Exactly. Point well taken.
Yeah, that was, but I mean, he was a bit more, I would say, forceful in the sense of we need to pick for our kids. Like,
wow,
he was like,
interesting.
Chinese parents don't give an option. Like Dr. Taji said, African parents don't give an option. It's like, this is what you're going into.
Interesting.
He wasn't about the guiding. I was more like, hey, we need to guide them, but he's like, no. Like, if you're telling me that you're going into social work, the answer is no. If you're telling me you're going into whatever, unless it's one of these, I don't want to hear it, man. And I appreciate the stance. Like, we have to be that serious about the future, because he was saying, based on what you need to study now, you need to think of 20 years from now. Like, and he used a great example.
True.
There was that push for DEI, and schools created masters and PhDs for DEI work. And what happened as soon as a new federal government came in the US? They shut off DEI. So what does a person do that got a master's in DEI now,
Well,
where there's
not
going to
only
be
that,
no
that
jobs?
that's a really good point. And let me just add one or two other things here.
Mm.
So Tim Frey says, yes, Ray Williams and our group BMLS meet every Wednesday night, and we have tons of those graphs that we discuss. LOL.
Yes, yes.
And Fitness IQ Cam says you have to guide them more than dictate their life. You know, it'd be interesting to get that gentleman on the show.
I'm gonna ask him. Yes,
Yeah,
I think he'd be open
I
to it.
think that would be a really interesting conversation, because
Yes.
I'd say, okay, dictate more than guide. That's an interesting. Yeah, if you can reach out to him, I would love to get him on, because I'm sure there may be some potential pushback from some people.
But the pushback is what's causing the issue, because yes, you want, and he was just talking about, and when he comes on, he'll definitely do it justice. But 18 to 24 years old, we can't let our kids waste that time.
Even
It's
more so
building
now.
the foundation of the rest of their life. So as much as you don't want to dictate, and I appreciate parents that push their kids, and African parents, what Dr. Thatcher is talking about, there's a sense of respect that you have to have for a parent that wants the best for you. Yes, you don't want to, like, I guess, dictate their life, because you want them to be able to make good decisions, but you also need to steer them away from bad decisions. And sometimes you have to steer hard. You can't just
And it's
leave it
interesting
up.
you mentioned that. I'll just put up these two other comments I want to add here. Says Fitness IQ Camp says, Ryan, even you have showed so many other careers that you can strive for.
Yeah.
Dr. Tachi says, if you notice, you don't really see a large numbers of Africans or Asians that are in areas of social work, education, etc. My parents really wanted me to go to medical school. My answer was no.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
and I appreciate what that gentleman is saying. The only thing is that this, like everything else, things are just moving so fast. So what you could put when we were growing up, you could, be an accountability. That's good for a good period of time. Not anymore. Things change
Right.
so fast. Like, and going into those professions that gentleman said, even then, I just say the impact of North American culture made make that even more difficult.
I guess, but then this is where he showed the contrast, the comparison between what, because in China, the school system is federally mandated. So the federal government mandates like the curriculum or what people are going to be taking, like you're saying, like communist country. So here, it's based in Canada, it's the provinces. So each individual province has their own education curriculum. So now the Chinese government is looking to the future and saying, we need more people to graduate with these skills. Where are we doing the same thing in Ontario? And if we are, is Alberta doing the same thing? Is all the different provinces have to see the same vision and then dictate what we're studying? And the stats are showing we're studying too much social and psychology degrees, or what's it, liberal arts degrees, and not enough engineering and hard sciences. So we can leave it up to chance as we want, but the future is showing we need these engineers, and we need people in biosciences, and we need pharmacy. Like, we're gonna get left behind, like in a just a drastic way, if we don't get on top of it.
This is developed, and again, we just put a conversation topic out there in the family. You guys are taking a whole other. I think I guess maybe do a conversation about the future of education for Black people.
Yeah, that would be
Dr. Kachi says, here's another thing. Once we get those degrees and decide we don't want to work in those fields, we can forge our own paths. I love that point. but you really got to be able to pivot quick because the world is moving so quick these days. And Fitness IQ Cam says, plus many pivot to their second careers in their 40s and 50s. And a lot of times it's not by choice, it's by circumstance, right? Here, Ray is putting out there, here are the careers Black kids should be considering: civil engineering, architecture, oil and gas engineering, economics, medicine, to name a few. Okay.
Absolutely.
The
And
question is, will they pursue them?
and that's where what caused us not to lean into those things from the start. So up to this point, the data is the data. Like what that graph shows is where our kids are.
Yep.
So what Ray just identified is not where our kids are. So what caused us not to know that we should be putting our kids into those specific things that Ray outlined? Instead, we fall onto the other side of the graph, and then it's the exact opposite of what other cultures or other countries are putting their kids into. So there was some sort of miscommunication or miseducation about where our kids should be studying.
Well, it's interesting, I think, and Fitness IQ Cam says, don't forget trades. It's also interesting, just adding on to what Dr. Taji says, if you are of Caribbean or African heritage, yes, our parents told us you got to do this, this, and this, and this. That, how can I say, that focus has lost its intensity over the years. The question is what, and again, you've said, what's the reason? I think it's, again, North American society, right? We come from a heritage that's discipline, come here, ooh, it gets blown up. It gets blown up. And the thing is, the challenge is, it's like putting a round peg into a square hole.
Exactly.
Right? Now, Dr. Tatsi says part of the problem with heavily science-based fields is that they lack critical communication and human relation skills. This is why there are so many problems in hospitals, corporate, etc.
Gotcha. Okay.
Interesting perspective. And there is the importance of having those, lack of a better word, relatable skills.
Yes, right.
In those things. Okay, Tim Frey is in now. He's going, okay, you might call being a leader as a parent, quote, dictating, unquote. But as Ray Williams said, and I also believe, if we can lead our own corporate and set mandates, that's the best. Our company and teams leading our family the same way. He continues the same way. Where I differ with that than Ray is, I believe that the old school system is dead. I agree with that, but that's, yeah, I somewhat agree with that because, and here's a look at what the president of the United States is trying to do with America. He's trying to take America back, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, the old school system it'd be a hard challenge up the mountain to bring it back. There has to be a compromise. So Ryan, because most parents don't have friends or colleagues who are in those careers, in the Caribbean, there is a higher probability of having those people as friends. Okay.
Interesting. Right. Yeah.
If you can see it, you can be it.
Absolutely. And that exposure to more options. And then you wonder, okay, how do we create that then? I remember there's a gentleman, Sean Thompson, who runs a company called Sigriff. He came on the show.
I know him. Yeah, I know who he is. Yep, I know who he is.
I think Sweden at the time or Switzerland, right? So a gentleman like that, when I first met him and he talked about how deep he was in biosciences and the company that he was working on is like injecting nanotechnology into agriculture. I just asked him, when my children are ready, can I just send them to see what you do? So like Ray said, the more people we know in these fields, we have to get our children just exposed to like the uniqueness of what they're doing. Because if they, like exactly like you said, if they don't see that there are people in these fields that their parents even know, to say that it's not just some person speaking on stage or seeing on YouTube. It's like, no, these are real life humans. This is possible for you. That is so important, and the more that we can do that is really important.
That is true too, and it's responsible for all of us who've had any form of success, if we can, because I
Yeah.
know people have lives and this, to make themselves available to show what they have done, what they are doing, and what they will be doing. But then that's a personal choice, because if this is going to work, it's going to be us that has to do it.
Exactly.
We can't rely on outside sources in order to get that success. If we're going to do it, we have to be the people that do it. And then that says, what is our vision? Is it bigger than us, or is it just us?
Yeah.
That's really an
A
important.
lot of times they feel, I notice people doing amazing things, somehow they like think it's just normal. Like they're just like, oh, this is just what I do. Like their profession, they don't see the
Yeah.
mystique in it. So we have to like, hey, can we spotlight you? Because a lot of times people are just busy doing their thing with their head down, and it's like, no, people need to know about what you do. So, and I feel we do like that on this show, where we find people doing amazing work and just give them a spotlight. So like people need to know about what you're doing.
So Fitness IQ Camp says, but you notice how you're saying expose, aka guide them. Is there What's the difference between Fitness IQ Cam? What's the difference between expose and guide? Just out of curiosity, what's the difference between
And
those two
one
things,
thing that I'll
expose and
notice
guide?
is when I do
I'm
talk to you,
curious to know. Well, this and the thing is, okay, Ray is reading my alleged mind. We have to work on connectivity as a community.
gotcha,
Your
gotcha.
word, Ryan.
Yes.
While we may connect and collaborate, our kids don't know each other. My realty in Guyana was one where the connectivity was intergenerational. That's another part of that too. That's another part of it. The intergenerational,
Yes,
not
yes,
only top down, but bottom up.
absolutely.
The and again, it leads to the question: are we doing a good job with our elders?
Okay, yeah,
And again, Ryan, you're in that field now too yourself, right? With
true.
the nursing home thing.
Right, and how to actually connect generations is definitely something that is top of mind. It's like, how do we make it be purposeful about it so that it actually can happen?
100%, 100%. That is, and as I was saying with Aquatu last night, and Kofi Morris, that baby boom is not just meant non-melanated people, right? Because we all
True.
probably have people in our families. Oh, my mom had 6 or 7 kids. All these things. It's every success needs a successor.
Okay. Yes.
So
Yes.
what's our successor? So here, perfect example. Steve Jobs founded Apple. When he transitioned, did Apple go away?
Not at all.
Right. And actually, Tim Cook, who's in charge of Apple, I think he's going to be retiring in the next 2 years or so.
Oh wow.
Yes. Well, he's been there a while.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sure they have someone set up to carry the torch from Tim Cook. Here's even a better example. People may not like it. 47, the current president of the United States. You see how he set up his kids?
True. Yes. Yes.
His kids are well set up after he's gone.
Absolutely.
Well set up, just like how his dad set him up. He believes it. So all of us, need to just have a thought about what's our succession plan? Whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it's personal, have that succession plan in place. And it's not just a business thing, it's a family thing, it's a cultural thing. What is Black History Month going to look like in Toronto or Canada 20 years from now?
And this is where we need a scorecard, because we haven't tracked it up to this point, which is 30 years. It could be 20 years from now. we're going to be asking the same question. Was there progress? Are we working on the right things? Did we shift the amount of children that are studying jobs or studying degrees that don't have jobs and bad paying jobs, and shift that to more degrees that have better starting salaries and more longevity?
Okay, you know something? We have
Hey,
something big that just happened. Hold on. Fitness IQ Camp says you're guiding them to different opportunities and seeing what they're interested in, not telling them you need to do this. So I wanted to get her clarification on this. There's been someone I've been thinking about, and I was gonna give him shout out to him sometime this week. Look who's in the house.
yes, the food plane is
The
in the
food
building.
plane.
Haven't heard from you in a while, sir.
Yeah, food plane. Good to see you in the house. I've been it's your email address has been on my digital notepad for a while. Good to see you, food plane.
That's
Hope
awesome.
everything is okay, brother.
Yes.
Good to have you back, man. And I guess it makes sense because uh again, I don't watch too much TV on a dedicated basis, but Next Level Chef with Gordon Ramsay and Richard Blay and Naisha Harrington is back on. So I'm back watching that series. So it's good to
Nice.
see Food Plane is reading my alleged mind.
That's so good.
And he laughs. He's it's good to, and there have been people asking about you, Food Plane. You are missed. You
Yeah,
are missed. He
for you.
goes,
That's
so
great.
kind. Thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, this whole area of education, succession planning, not only in business, but in family and culture.
Yep.
It would make a good roundtable conversation with Black women and Black men. That whole what we're just enough trying to settle our own challenges in present, let alone the future. That's a whole other conversation. That'd be a conference
Yeah,
subject.
very true.
You
And
know,
I'm curious who does do the education conferences. I'm sure there must be one or two, but I've never seen this come up in any conferences that I've been in. So the more,
independent media comes up. So Food Plane says, I appreciate it. Nice to see you guys again. Good. And Tim Frey says, okay. So the question is, why do we need a Black History Month? How about just celebrating every month, every week, every day? Black History 365. We are more globally connected than ever. Now, Tim, that brings up a very interesting thought because there is one or two channels that I peer in periodically in the United States, and I'm just going to put it out there. There are a number of Black Americans who are born in America who say they are different than African people who come to America. That's a whole other conversation itself.
yes.
The question is, how connected are we really? You know, and at least, you know, there's another, man, we got to have a whole day summit on this and all these different subjects and panels. How connected are we really? Food Plane goes, what's up with the red hoodies? It wasn't orchestrated. See, you're already back in session. Dr. Tachi says, we missed you, DS. And he goes, thank you, Dr. Tachi.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe that's a really good question. How connected are we really? How really connected are we? You know, because I've heard some of the stuff, and I don't go into the social media space too much, but you know, the whole thing that African Americans, some of them, or Black Americans, I don't know which term to properly use, you know, saying that, oh, people come over from Somalia, they get all these things, and I was born here and I'm not getting the things they are getting. I hear it and see it. It's out there.
Gotcha.
You know, Food Plane goes, how's Canada doing? Everything good? It cold.
Yes.
It's good that you didn't want to come up here during this time of year. We have had unprecedented cold for the last few weeks.
Definitely a cold snap. Wasn't he in New York? It's not cold
He's in
there?
New York. Oh, actually, So food plane, good question. Have you been getting a lot of snow? Because I know last weekend we didn't have snow. We had cold, but I heard parts of North Carolina, South Carolina got whacked with
Yeah.
snow. We didn't get. And same thing with Buffalo, whacked with snow. We didn't get any. We
Apparently
just got cold.
it's chilly in Jamaica. Like people are
It
complaining
was. It
about
was.
10-degree weather or something.
It was. It's back up to like 25 degrees Celsius, but it was and well, even Ray and Dr. Tachi, they're in Florida. I know it's probably warmer there now, but in the last 2 or 3 weeks, they had bouts of chilly weather. I know places
Interesting.
like Tennessee in the United States, freezing rain, ice, etc.
Whoa.
They've had their fair share of stuff. So I know that the weather has been quite interesting the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Absolutely.
You know, look at this. So Food Plane gives us a weather update. Yes, it's been freezing in the Northeast. Huge snow last week.
Ooh,
It's
damn.
it's been below zero index in the next. So the Northeast part of the United States has been getting walloped.
Damn, that's wild.
Okay. Well, okay. So Tim Frey says connected doesn't mean having monolithic thoughts. Being more connected meaning having more access to all versions of our history from around the globe. If that is your definition of connected, yes, we have more access. Absolutely, we have lots more access to it around the world. I guess it's how much down the track we want to take connectivity. Speaking of track, Ryan, are you going to go on the Eglinton LRT?
Eglinton LRT open. I have to.
It hasn't broke down yet.
We've been following this story for I've been personally following at least since 2015. So I have to go on this thing from end to end just to experience that it is real and actually exists in the world. Because this has been 5 years over, but 5 years over.
Oh,
Delayed.
you at least want to ride on because
$1
we're all going to be paying for it until we die, until the day we die.
Yeah, it's wild. $1
Just
billion
crazy.
over budget.
Here we go. So Ray, again, reading my alleged mind, I wanted to flush it out. He goes, Dr. Vibe, I had a similar discussion with a Black American man yesterday. He saw me as competition to his journey. I couldn't even process the insanity.
Whoa.
They now see themselves as foundational Black Americans, not Black.
Okay. So I guess not African Black, just foundational.
They are foundational Black Americans. They were born in America. Thank you, Ray, because that was a term I was looking for in my head. They call FBAs. And there seems to be a divide, and maybe even Dr. Tachi can chime in on this, between the foundational Black Americans and Black Americans that come from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So let alone there's a big enough divide between non-melanated and melanated. Now there's divide within the melanated.
Gotcha. That's tough to combat, man, because
it is.
You can see where they're coming from in the sense there's multiple generations. Like if you're talking about 400 years in the US, that, and same with Canada, if you're talking about those, because like 7 to 8 generations. So I could see where they can pick where their lineage starts. But is that not the objective of those that brought Black people to America, to cut them off from the actual true lineage? You know, like if they feel their lineage started 400 years ago, they're losing out on thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of history. Is like their roots go so deep, and they were able to sever it and be proud of it, proud that, oh no, I'm just a pure American. Okay, I see your point, but you've now cut yourself off from your deeper history. Like Italians would never say, oh, I'm just a pure American. Like they relish the connection to their country. So like, and of Italy. So I wonder how that, like, yeah, it seems like the oppressor wins if we cut off our lineage.
There you go.
It's like, it's just,
there you go. You go. Tim Frey says, by the way, Dr. Tachi and those in the South, your quote, winter storm, unquote, He's just called, quote, winter, unquote, in Canada,
That's
LOL.
spring. What are we talking about? That's spring in Canada. What Jamaica was complaining about.
Yeah.
They complain about 10 degrees. They had
You
memes of
know?
people showering in heated water buckets. I was like, it can't be that serious.
Okay, and you know what? More this conversation is going deep. Like, okay, so the heavy hitters are in. The heavy hitters are in. So Dr. Tachi says, exactly, Ryan. I take issue with the whole FBA movement because it's divisive. And where did they think they came before the Americas? The skin and features do not lie.
Gotcha.
Dr. Tachi said, no, Ray says, sorry. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. Sorry about that. The conversation also circulates around reparations and that they are the only group who deserve it in the U.S., which is fine with me. I'm a creation of my own reparations, so I'm good.
Gotcha.
Roger Dundas is in the house. Good day, Roger. Hope you and the Dundas family are fine and safe. Isn't that the same argument for white Americans who no longer associate with the UK?
Well, this is where you can see why they would sell that same kind of mindset to Black Americans. Where they're like, why are you connecting yourself to over there, overseas? We've severed our ties with the UK. Yeah, that's so true. What Roger is saying. So it's like a similar mindset that they've now passed on to the rest of the country too.
Dr. Tachi says, my sister and I used to call the so-called cool temperatures in the South Buffalo summer.
That's what I'm saying. This is spring. What are we talking about?
Oh, and Ray says, you are correct, Ryan. Our ancestors all came on the Middle Passage. We just got dropped off at different ports.
And this is where, because there's a book that I was reading, oh my gosh, the deconstruction or the destruction of Black civilization. And then there's another book, and oh my gosh, Chancellor Williams. I hope I get that right. I'm going to actually look it up just so I get it proper.
You know what? Akwatu may have mentioned that book last night. Why does that name just sort of hit me like that?
It gives such a rich overview of history before, let's say, slavery, or before Bible history. Like, it just talks about the depth of our history. It is a must read. I'm gonna look it up just so I get.
You know, it's why did Akwatu mention that book last night? It sounds like it just like boom. Okay, why that name hit me? It just doesn't. It just hit me. I'm going. There must be a reason why it just made me freeze for a second.
Let me see. Yeah, the destruction of Black civilization.
Okay.
So great issues of race from 45.
So Lawrence says the first book title, Ryan, you have mentioned has been a staple that I have not read yet.
This one, and it's a great. There's a gentleman that did an audiobook of it on YouTube that was like, he read the whole thing. It was amazing. So I'm gonna put this in our chat, Dr. Vibe.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
So destruction of Black civilization. And then I think the next one that he wrote is the construction of Black civilization, or the reconstruction. But it just opened my mind to the fact our history doesn't start just 400 years ago. We have to learn about how we operated. And it shows how we also got infiltrated. Like the way that church is used to infiltrate, the way that in marriage is used to infiltrate, and how our children are used to overthrow different kingdoms. It opened my eyes to just, when you see things now, and especially when you look at how things start to pop up, it's just like, this is all just recycled warfare, like recycled strategy.
Same playbook over and over again,
and it works. That's what is crazy, is that it keeps working. So you're like, how do you attack back or defend against this stuff? So we have to know what's happening.
This is true. So for the book that Ryan mentioned, in the comments section on most of the platforms you're watching this live or on replay. The title is there. Destruction of Black Civilization, Great Issues of a Race from 4500 BC to 2000 AD.
Yes, by
More
Chance
stuff
Wood.
we've got. I know there were some other comments here. Oh, Dr. Tachi says there's a book called They Came Before Columbus by Ivan van Sertima, I hope I get that, which chronicles the African presence in the Americas before the arrival of that Italian thief. Dr. Tachi, you need to publish your own dictionary. so cool. That is,
But this is where like the ability to control history is so
yes,
important, because you remember,
information,
like, when you're going back,
yes,
things aren't, whether it's only verbal translation or it's written down, and who controls what's being written down.
knowledge.
You
Yeah,
can see how so much things get lost. Yeah.
Well, hey, why do you think the president of the United States is basically erasing anything negative in history about him? Erased.
Yeah, exactly.
Erased. Like, I was watching a video and there was a reporter in the Smithsonian Institution, and his picture is there, and you look at his description, nothing about him being impeached twice, nothing about him, the January 6th thing, but with other presidents, beside the Bill Clinton thing, he was impeached.
Wow, right.
So control of information,
right,
it's huge. Here's a quick answer we can give. Outside of the subject, just wanted to know when Carolyn will be back on. Carolyn is back on this Friday. She's changed since you've left and come back Food Plate. She's now on the second Friday of each month. And we're going to be talking about heart health this Friday, since it's Valentine's Day. On Saturday, we're going to be talking about heart health. So see, Food Plate, you're plugged in. You're back. You're just like you never left. Yeah, she's back on Friday talking about heart health. Dr. Tachi says, to be honest, though, if people want to call themselves, it should be FBA, not FBI, but some people want to call them FBI and the ICE or other thing. That's fine. But when the great American spaceship comes to us in Wakanda, you stay there. There's no room for you. She says, FBA. All right, there's no room for you. All right. Like that. And Christopher says,
that's too good.
Ryan, it was good seeing you. You were at the business breakfast event this past Friday.
Yes, I saw you on the other side of the room and didn't get a chance to say hi before you left.
Okay, Food Plane, yes, it's great. You got your information, so we'll see you on Friday. And then Ray says, Ivan Gladstone Van Sertima was a Guyanese-born British Associate Professor of African Studies at Rutgers University in the United States. Every Black person should read his works. Another book suggestion coming from Ray. And Dr. Tachi, there we go. She said the same thing. And the information was, okay, so for the regular family that comes on here, start recommending books that you feel are good for reading, to increase knowledge. I like, start compiling a book list of great books. Like, again, another go-to thing is Dr. Claude Anderson books.
Yep, Paranomics must read.
But he has other ones that are really good too.
Yeah.
And also Marcus Garvey books.
Okay.
There's some serious stuff that Marcus Garvey says that is still foundational today. Some really good Marcus Garvey readings for thought process, etc. Amazing stuff. Marcus Garvey. Yeah, so start sharing your reads. Look at this. The Morning Vibe Book Club.
Hey.
I actually had an idea of maybe picking a book and coming on once a week and reading a few pages, and people hang out, we discuss it. Do I want to do more stuff? But it's a good idea. It's an idea I've had floating around in my alleged mind this year of starting a book club. Have a weekly, pick a book, and people come in and I read a few pages and we talk about it, and however long it takes to go through the book.
Gotcha.
Read through it. That would be great. That would be great. Family, you're on fire today. I didn't know where like whenever we do a Mix It Up Monday or Freestyle Friday, never know where it goes, but there we go. Okay, so Fitness IQ Camp, when's the accountability group starting again? My bad. I still have to design a date, put it out there where some people have shown interest to start it up. That is on my docket this week. So there's about 3 or 4 people who shared interest, and we're just going to start it with that.
Nice. And I apologize. I do have
You have to leave
this meeting. Yes.
Well, it's funny because I didn't a little while back. I'm going to show you this comment. Oh, and there's a comment about the LRTO. We're going to have more fun after you leave. I just want to show you a comment that was here. Okay. Oh, here we go. It was way back. Hold on, Mr. Ryan. It's past 10:01 a.m. So you got to go. So thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you on Friday. Stay warm.
Sounds good. Same to you.
Later. Be well. Take care. All right. We still got some time to hang out here on the Morning Vibe. So let me get let's do this. We'll go here and we'll get to some more comments in just a second. Okay. So Christopher Lawrence says, did we miss the table topic discussion about the LRT and the black business have lost in the whole? You know what? I saw a story about that, how much, especially in the Little Jamaica area, those businesses are just not getting any compensation for the lack of business. You know, I got to move this. Sorry about this, folks. Let me just move this over here. Okay, there we go. For the loss of business that many Black-owned businesses have endured during this long, drawn-out process of the Eglinton LRT in Toronto being built. Ray McMillan says, great idea, Dr. Vibe. You can do once a month book club. Top of the list is Dr. Walter Rodney, How You Are Undeveloped Africa. Ray, if I have your permission, I'd like to have an offline conversation to get your thoughts on how it can be formed and how it could be run. Okay. Dr. Taji says, food plane, yes. Reading Rainbow. There we go. Also says, nice to see Ryan again. Oh, look at, see, the books are flowing now. Michael Manley, The Politics of Change. Okay. See, book suggestions are coming now. You're going to give me more stuff to do, aren't you? That's all right. We'll find a way. Dr. Tachi says, well, Food Plane says to Dr. Tachi, reading Rainbow help. Many love reading back in the day. Yeah. Food Plane is in heavy now. Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and Reading Rainbow. So educational. We need shows like that. Aging. He says like that again. He says we need shows like that. Ray says, Eric Williams, Capitalism and Slavery. Woo! Man, I need to hang out in some of your bookcases some of you people got going on. Christopher Lawrence says, have a better day than a good day, everyone and all. I received that. And Ray says, definitely, sir. Probably to that idea of starting a book club. So that means a book club and an accountability club. Hi. Whoo. It's a lot on the docket. That's a lot on the docket. But let's see what we can do. I'll certainly need some assistance because I will decide not to do it on my own. I will need I need people help to make all that happen. All right. Anyone else? Anything else we want to share on before we exit? Food Plane, good to have you back. And you are back in season. Good to have you back. And always, too, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I will say, as per last Saturday's show, Primetime Saturday, we had a bump in subscribers, which was nice. All right, what else we have? He said he almost said the C word. Yes, I almost said it. I almost said it. You mean the C word cold? I did say that. And there's I'll find Finance IQ says I'll find a Black author about personal finance. That would be, you know what? Um, there's another book. Got to get the title right. Let me get the title right. Let me get the title right. You're talking about economic book. Well, I'll find it another time. Yeah, there's a number of books that are coming up in my alleged mind right now. There is a book I have in my mind that we could add to that. And Fit Nancy Kukan goes, it's cold. It's really cold out there. Well, we're supposed to get a warm up in Toronto this week. She says, I know, Budgetista. Okay, there's actually 2 books already in my mind that I suggest if we get this book club going, which would be a poll. All right, let me put it out there right here and now. How many of you, since the ideas come up in this show today, this conversation, would make yourself available to do a book club once a month? Tell me in the chat, yes or no, whether you're watching live or replay. How many would be interested? Would that be of interest to you? Once a month, book club. Dr. Tachi says yes. Okay. I just, like I said, I like to do things in real time, get the pulse while the idea's out there, doing a book club. Okay. Fitness IQ Cam says yes on the weekend. Dr. Tachi says yes. Well, the first thing I'm looking for is just where's the interest? And then if there's enough interest, I would have a conversation for those who are interested to see how committed they are and what day of the week, and what time. See, here we go. Ray says, yes, no weekends for me though. There we go again. So this is what I'm wanting to hear. He's saying not on weekends. So this is, just getting a little bit of a pulse. There is interest. It sounds like there would be some interest. The big challenge or the big opportunity would be finding what day of the week and what time. Once a month. Once a month. We do it. I don't know if it'd be effective to do it once a month. I don't know. Would there need to be more frequency, like maybe bi-weekly or weekly? I know another person, they do it every week, once a week at a specific time. I don't know. Is once a month? That's because I already have a vision of if we do this. Well, I would just read a few pages and we interact, etc. So, okay. Dr. Tachi says once a month is plenty. Okay. Okay. Once a month is plenty. All right. So once a month. Okay. Ray says, my weekends are highly spontaneous. LOL. I like that. I like that. My weekends just, okay. So in the chat, Food Plane is asking Dr. Tachi when there's more media scope going on, and Dr. Tachi says media scope is coming back next month. So make sure you check that out, that we're going for next month. All right. Anything else we want to wrap about before we call it a show? Hey, and we got Ryan to stay on past 10 o'clock. Yay. That's a good thing. That's a win. That's a win. Okay, let's start wrapping it up for today because it is cold. Okay. As always, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also follow Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Join our Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow. Also, there's a link there. I think all that is also in your comments, in the comments section of most of the platforms here. Advertise your business, product, or service on our platform. Please email me dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. If you want to get a hold of Ryan, best place is his website, Ryan Oneil Knight. That's Knight with a KN, RyanOneilKnight.com. For myself, plain and simple, here's a link, toplink.cc/the drvibeshow.com. Got some more comments here. Food Plate says, nice to see you, Dr. Vibe. Right back at you. Nice to see you. Will you be with us on Friday? And Ray says, great conversation. So many topics covered. Yeah, there were so many. We talked about Ryan, the Gala King, at all the events he's at. We talked about, what education is best for Black young people, for their future, and for Black futures, period. Talked about maybe launching the Morning Vibe book club. We talked a little about the Eglinton LRT here in Toronto. What else? I can't remember. Anything else that we covered today? There was so much stuff. And then also, finally, you can watch replays of this epic conversation on the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Also, Afro Caribbean Business Network on YouTube and Ryan Oneil Knight on YouTube. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap for today. Okay, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller, get stronger, block assumptions, aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. As always, don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourself grace. And if you're not making money, make history. Try to do both and make it better. So coming up on Friday, Carolyn Nicole, we're going to be talking about heart health. Heart health on Friday. Thanks, everyone. Needed to be doing this show today. Oh, there is one more comment. Let's just see if someone else has here. Dr. Chachi says, great show. Thank you. Well, Dr. Chachi, all of you made it a great show. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just Ryan. It was all of us. It was a co-creative effort. See, that's another C word, Fitness IQ Cam, but I'm not using that C word. Okay. All right. As always, God bless. Peace to well. Keep the faith and walk good. Stay warm, stay safe. We'll see you Friday. Take care.
This whole thing of using your business with plant-based products, don't you think your life should reflect that too?
Juke him, Carolyn. Juke him. The family loves us here because they're saying Fitness IQ Can says put a wig on to get in.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Like the ideas are just coming fast and furious here this morning. What? Okay, look at this. Global Women in Basketball. Good morning. Look forward. Okay.